I'm gonna give a few minutes for people to jump on. So my TV stuff is over. It's a wrap. The shoot went very, very well. And of course, now I'm in my ponytail. You know, I love my ponytail. That's why my headlines receded. It's okay. All right, so I wanted to get on real quick to talk about why I go so hard for Hustle Mama, because sometimes people don't know the reason for the season. I go hard for Hustle Mama because number one, God gave it to me. Number two, it is dear to my heart. I wrote a book called Hustle Mama. That was actually the second book I wrote. The first book I wrote was Can You Handle the Truth? About relationships, about what men had to say about their lives, their wives, and their chicks on the side. And but why I go hard for Hustle Mama is because I was a single parent raising 3 children. It was really, really hard to do. And I worked 2 full-time jobs and a part-time job. And I went to school full-time. I did all of that. Let me tell you how I did it. I worked the job from 9 to 5. I would come home, have time with the kids, pick them up from daycare, feed them, give them their bath, put them to bed. I would lay down for 2 hours. And then I would wake up and go to my other job, which was midnight to 8, 5 days a week. So midnight to 8, I would come home, take a shower, get dressed, and then go to my 9 to 5 job, right? And I lived close to my jobs, so that's how I did it. And then I had weekends off of my day job, which was 9 to 5. So I had 2 days off during the week from the midnight to 8 job because I worked on weekends. So that meant that I got 2 days off on the midnight to 8 job. So when I got home from work at 5 o'clock, I didn't have to go back to work till 9 o'clock the next morning. So I would go to school from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. every Wednesday night as part of a degree completion program. And so I went to school 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. every Wednesday night full time for I think it was like 3 years. It was like a 2 or 3 year program. And I worked 9 to 5 and used one of my days off to go to school. And then I worked my 2 full-time jobs, went to school, and then I had this part-time gig on the other day off. I only worked 4 hours a week. And that was crazy. I have the pay stubs to prove it. Like, that's what I used to do. So I was a hustle mama. And that's why Hustle Mama is so dear to my heart, because I lived that life of trying to give my kids everything I could humanly give them, trying to give them the best life, summer camp, nice clothes, extracurricular activities, all the things that I thought were important, and still working myself to death. Really, I was. And so Hustle Mama is important to me because I want women to know that they can work smarter and they don't have to work so hard. Like, I worked and I did hustle. I had side hustle. I was typing people's papers, students' papers, because I worked at a university. Then I was typing doctoral candidates, manuscripts, and then I was typing and editing people's books. I was always hustling. I was always doing whatever I had to do. Look, there was a running joke. I'll tell y'all the joke. It ain't clean, but I'm gonna tell y'all a dirty joke. I used to say if it wasn't for my stretch marks, I would have been on somebody's table, right? That's terrible, but it's the truth. Like, you do whatever you have to do for your kids. So it was really important to me that I started this movement for single moms, for women who didn't even have children, who were working hard, for women who had never had children, who were on the other side of the coin, which I say on the other side of 50, who always had dreams that they never pursued. Like, all of these are hustle mamas, right? And the whole point of it is really to live a purpose-driven life, a life that you were purposely ordained to live, not that you appointed yourself to live, not that other people tried to put you in a box to live, not what people raised you or told you you had to live, not those lives, but the life that God predestinated you to live, whom he knew you would be, he foreknew that you could accomplish, who would equip you with the skills, the talents, and the gifts, and the things that you have to your heart to do those things, that kind of life. And so I always wanted to be able to provide women who wanted to live these lives that they were destined and purposed to live, so that they could not only just be the influential world changers that they could become, but that they could also do well and build wealth for their families and their generations to come, children's children, which is why I go so hard for digital assets, digital real estate, investments. I mean, it's not the only thing that I do, but it's the one thing that I try to drive home, because you can make the impact upon humanity. You can have a global business. You can have multiple streams of passive income. And it all starts with building your digital real estate. And that's what I really try to drill and bring home to you ladies. And if I may speak candidly, I just want to say this, okay? Please listen to me carefully. Okay, so I believe that everyone is born to purpose. Everyone has a destiny. Everyone has a calling on their lives. And that when you are living outside of that calling, outside of that alignment, when you are disconnected from whom God wanted you to be from the beginning, that is when you don't like going to work, you don't like what you do, and you're unhappy, right? And you're sad. You're sad because you don't even realize that you're disconnected from purpose. And so in order to infuse or refuse, not refuse, that purpose cord with what you're supposed to be doing, when that happens, when that ignition takes place, you really become unstoppable, immovable, unshakable. You really begin to have the trajectory on the life that you desire inside of your heart, your hopes and your dreams. You elevate to a place that you really never even thought possible. And it becomes so systematically easy for you. It becomes second nature. You know how they say, do what you love and you'll never work another day in your life. Do what you're purposed to do. Do what God has ordained you to do. And you won't ever know what work is. It'll never, ever be a part of who you are again, because you'll be living in true ministry. You will be living in who you're called to be by answering the call of your soul's thirst and your spirit, man, that's saying, come here, do this, walk in this, do that, walk in this. This door opens, go here, go this way. And when you heed that call and you listen to the whispers of your soul calling you to purpose, to a higher level, to different thinking, to different perceptions, to receiving different blessings and a different mindset, new wine. Like when you answer that thirst, you never thirst again. You never hunger again. You never start to pursue business or pursue your work for money, because you're already fed, you're already full, you're already quenched, and then everything is about the icing on the cake, you know? And so thank you so much for joining, April. Thank you, Renata. Thank you, Nita. Thank you so much for listening and for your time. I really appreciate it. The other thing I wanted to say was, you know, people say that, you know, they want to be a millionaire, they want to be a millionaire. Listen, being a millionaire is so easy to do. It really is. It's not hard to be a millionaire. What it is hard to do is to understand that you deserve to be a millionaire, that you've always been a millionaire before you become one, and that being a millionaire is already inside of you. What's more difficult than becoming a millionaire is understanding that you've already been one. Really, you have. That everything that is great is already inside of you, right? That you don't have to work hard to be great because you already are. Hey, you're wonderful, you're great, you're fabulous, you are anointed, appointed, all of those things. And so once you tap into that and you go mining, M-I-N-I-N-G, inside the depths of who you are, you mine that instead of minding the world's business. You actually refocus all of your energies inside of yourself so that you can really take off like a rocket. And so the reason why I say that you really have to think in terms of monetizing and creating the digital empire is because that's how you're going to have the most impact in a digital economy. Okay. So even if you have products, even if you're in a multi-level marketing, even if you're doing services, even if you have a traditional career, there's nothing wrong with any of that. Do all of those things, but monetize it from a digital standpoint. Share your experience, your journey, and your expertise. Begin to blog and touch humanity with your life lessons, your learned lessons, and all the things you've been through. You will understand then that you are actually the tie that binds the people who are reading what you write, listening to what you say, hearing the sounds that you create. You are binding that tie that leads them to love, to understanding that they can conquer anything and everything, that they're more than conquerors, and that no weapon formed against them shall prosper, and that there is another side to going through, and it's called through it all, right? So it is your obligation and your duty to live your best life. And all you have to do to live your best life is to love everything that's inside of you and nurture everything that's inside of you, so that it becomes the gift that keeps on giving and giving and giving, not just to you, but to other people. And then it will in turn return to you and give back to you and your family and your bottom line and your purpose and your abundance and all that stuff. So that's why I go hard for Hustle Mama. I go hard for Hustle Mama because I know that women are born great to do great things, and that the sky is not the limit, it's the first stepping stone. I go hard for Hustle Mama because women are out here doing it in the midst of pain, in the midst of trauma, in the midst of sorrows, in the midst of heartbreaks, and still doing it with a smile on their face, and they're making things happen. I go hard for Hustle Mama because I know for a fact that if we collectively work as a community, if we educate ourselves, if we put our stuff out into the economy, into the marketplace, if we do as God tells us to do, if we are those Proverbs 31 women that he says that we are, I know for a fact that the world will change and everything in it. It becomes our world and everything in it. I know that, I know that, I know that, I know that. So as long as we get outside of ourselves, as long as we get unstuck, as long as we walk in forgiveness and compassion and understanding, as long as we meet people where they were and where they are, instead of with our expectations, and we meet them with the kindness and understanding that they can only be who they are, we change everything. We change everything. That's all we have to do. All right, that's it. Hey, Nisha. Hey, Melissa. Thank you so much for joining. Do y'all have any business questions? Because I'll answer them on the fly. If you want me to do some business questions and answers real quick, go ahead and shoot your questions in the comments and I will answer your business question. Oh, the other reason why I go so hard for building a digital empire is because it's the same content, y'all. All you're doing is repurposing content. So why wouldn't you? If you can make 5 streams of income off the same thing, why wouldn't you? All you have to do is take an hour to build it. So you don't have 5 hours of time to give 5 streams of income to your business. That doesn't seem right. You can watch reality TV for 5 hours. If you can spend 5 hours on Instagram, you can certainly spend 5 hours building 5 streams of income for your business. Why not? How do you add pictures to WordPress? Hey, Quasia. Okay, easy. What you're going to do is you're going to go to the left side of the border of your website, and you're going to go a quarter way down, and you're going to see media. And it's going to say library. You're going to go to the library, and you're going to click upload. And when you it's either going to say select files or upload. If you click upload, it will show you your whole desktop, and then you can add whatever files you want. They can be audio files, video files, JPEG photography files, or even PNG files. You can even add PDF files. So that is how you add pictures. Okay, how do you get out of writer's block? Okay, so let me tell you about writer's block, Nisha. Writer's block is really nothing more than your subconscious mind feeding your insecurity, right? So any kind of block, any block at all is a block of your mind trying to protect yourself, trying to protect you from the unknown, right? So instead of allowing you to walk into the unknown and uncharted territories, your mind will shut it down. And by shutting it down, it shuts you down. And that's where writer's block comes from. So this is what you have to do. You have to tell your mind, thank you for trying to protect me. Like, honor your feelings, honor your emotions. Thank you for trying to protect me. Thank you for trying to block what I'm trying to do because you're trying to protect me. It's okay. I don't mind. I'm not afraid. I am moving forward and I'm going to do this because this is what I was meant to do. So it's almost like a defense mechanism, Misha. Writer's block is frustration, it's fear, it's insecurity, it's being afraid. It's all like your defense mechanisms to protect you. And so what you want to do is to overcome those things. And then once you tell yourself that you're safe, that you're ready, that you're strong, that you're willing, then you can dissipate it. And music, oh, you're welcome. And listen to music that you like, you know, just start jamming to stuff that you like and get in the feeling and just move that energy and let it flow. And then those creative ideas, and just start thinking about the work and thinking about the things you want to talk about and write about, and then it'll come to you. And then you just start typing once you get it. And that's how you overcome writer's block. You have to know what it is first. So once you've identified what it is, it's easy to be like, get out of here. I ain't rocking with you. I ain't doing this with you today. I rebuke you, Satan. You know that's all about distraction, right? Your enemy, the adversary to everything that is good that God has for you is distraction. Is detours, distraction. So you have to always be determined to overcome detours and distractions so that you can move into purpose. That's when the Bible says, who says to this mountain, if you say to the mountain, be removed and cast into the sea. You know, you don't have to climb every mountain. You don't have to climb any mountain. All you have to do is cast the mountains into the sea. If there's a mountain before you, don't worry about conquering and climbing the mountain and get to the other side. Just cast it to the side. Cast it away. Cast the burdens upon Christ. And then just walk on through it. That's how you do it. I ain't crossing no mountains. I ain't climbing mountains. When I'm in the valley, I just tell the mountains to move, and then I just keep it moving. You're welcome. Any other business questions I can answer for you ladies on this pop-up when what is it, Sunday night? All right, well, I guess there's no more questions. Let me just scroll through to make sure I didn't miss anyone. I think that's it. Okay. All right, so since that's it, let me just give you a hack real quick, because you know I always want to give y'all something fly, right? You know, I'm always trying to give y'all something fly. Okay, so let me give you a hack about pricing your business, okay? And when you're doing the business model pricing, I taught this on Clubhouse, so let me teach you here real quick. All right, so let's talk about designers, okay? Let's just say Gucci, for example. We're going to talk about Coach and Gucci, right? So Coach is a handbag line, and let's just say their price point is between, they have $100 pocketbooks and they have $5,000 bags, right? And Gucci, let's just say their price point doesn't even start at $100. Their price point starts at $500 and can go into $20,000. And then let's talk about Hermes. Hermes would never even do $1,000 pocketbook. Their pocketbooks, let's say the Hermes pocketbooks start at $5,000 and go into $100,000, right? So each handbag line has its price point. It's low, it's mid, and it's high end. And what happens is sometimes the low end of one line is not even a conceived price point for the next line and the next line. So when you're doing your business and you're pricing out your business models and your products and your services, make sure you have the low threshold then your mid, and then your high threshold, so that you are providing content, products, or services for people at every income level, right? And just the same way as the handbags are according to people's income levels. So you have people who can afford a $20,000 handbag or a $100,000 handbag. And then you have people who cannot, who only can afford a $350 handbag, or maybe $1,000 is really extending themselves. So it's the same way in business. And then here's the thing, if at your lowest price point, people are not buying your products, then you're before the wrong audience. They're not your consumers. They're not your buyers. It doesn't mean that your price point is wrong. It means that you are advertising or selling a product at a price point to the wrong audience, okay? So your prices aren't wrong, the audience is wrong. So you have to go back to retargeting properly and reassessing who your target market is and who your niche market is and what you're actually marketing to them, and then what the market rate is for what you're providing. And that's how you price out everything properly, okay? All right, ladies, I love you lots. I'll see y'all tomorrow in the clubhouse. I'll be there at 7:30 in the morning. Peace. Love y'all.